What's up, big baller shot callers? Big Ken here. Welcome from the Grid to Rim Sports Talk Show. Joe, my co-host and best friend Monty Brown. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? So we have some basketball going on right now. Had a draft last week, so a few things to talk about.
Yes, we do. Draft was this weekend. Started on Thursday, I believe. Ended on Saturday. 3 days of the draft. A lot of talk about with that. Like Monty, you just said, that there's some hot topics that are still hot on the plate with the draft. Shedeur Sanders,
Yeah.
Cam Ward, um,
Oof.
all kinds of things. How well we think the teams did in the draft, our Cowboys, other teams, just teams in general. Um, then we got basketball going on. We'll give you guys an update of what's going on in round one so far. What we know now is OKC swept Memphis, Cleveland swept Miami. A couple of games are going on as we speak. Bucks and Pacers 103-101 with 40 seconds left, and the Bucks are down 3 games to 1, so Pacers are more than likely going to win that series, but you never know. But they have a commanding lead. Surprisingly, the Lakers are down 3-1 against Ant-Man.
Oh man. Oof. Terrible.
And then Clippers Nuggets are tied 2-2. We expected that to be a good series.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Golden State Warriors, we predicted them to win, and they're up 3 games to
Yeah.
one. We
Yeah.
said in the last show, even though they're a seventh seed, they're not your normal seventh seed. So
No.
there's some things we're not surprised about with what's going on in the basketball world so far. There's a couple surprises, mainly the Lakers, there's controversial no call on the foul. The Knicks, the Knicks, Detroit Pistons game 4. When the Knicks won that game, but it was controversy. So we'll talk about that. But let's get into football, brother. Um,
Oh,
Shedeur Sanders,
Shedeur.
hottest topic, man.
Man.
Supposedly he was supposed to be a first round draft pick, and he falls all the way to the fifth round. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's because of his dad, Deion Sanders? Do you think he? What do you think? Do you think it's other things? Do you think it's just that's where he's at? Like, what do you think is going on with him being drafted in the fifth round? He's still drafted though, so he made a team. He's got a shot. Anything can happen. But what do you think?
Boy. How long of a show do we have?
As long as you want to be.
Oh man. No, I'll try to keep it short. I, I believe it's a combination of everything you just said. Think about this for a minute. Shador's only coach he's had his whole since growing up was Coach Prime, his dad. From whenever he started grade school, high school, whenever that was, college at Jackson State, college at Cleveland. That's all he knows. So maybe some of these owners, some of these coaches have that in the back of their mind, thinking that he's going to question everything that they say to him. I don't think that's the case. I think he's a smarter kid than that. I don't think Dion's going to teach him that. I'm sure Dion's telling him, hey, what they tell you to do, you do. You know, I'm here for your advice if you need it, but they're your coach now. I mean, I'm sure Dion had that talk with him. But a lot of it, he has his dad's attitude, his persona, his personality, confidence, cockiness, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, it rubs them the wrong way. I mean, Johnny Manziel had it, and that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And we know what happened to him, but I don't see this happening with Sanders.
No,
And
I
no,
don't think he'll
I
do what
just don't
John Manziel
see
did
it.
either. Yeah,
Uh, were there how many quarterbacks were drafted before him? Five?
five, five. Yep. Of course, number one pick Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Dylan Gabriel, Tyler Shue, Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Yep. And him and Gabriel on
Okay.
the same team. That makes no sense. That's either good or bad.
Yeah.
That can be taken either way. I don't know how. I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Now, did these owners get together and just do this on purpose to teach them a lesson? I don't know. I don't see it. Uh, that would be a tough secret to keep. That's just us as fans guessing. I feel sorry for the kid. I mean, he shouldn't have went dropped that far. I'm not sure what they were trying to prove there. I know some of his workouts weren't that impressive. His arm strength is in question, but we've already known that he's not known for a strong arm. He's known for a very accurate arm.
Mm,
He took a lot of sacks in Colorado, which wasn't his fault. They had a terrible offensive line.
yeah.
I know his junior, the first year they were there in Colorado, they were terrible. They were a little bit better last year, but took a lot of sacks, which, man, that's something that they look at. But that's another thing that they can look at as well. It's better to take the sack and throw the interception. So, but that's something that they'll work with him with. He'll work behind a better offensive line. He's in Cleveland. They have a decent offensive line there. He'll be protected. He'll have to win that job first. You got Flacco there. You got Pickett there. I think he'll beat out Gabriel. But yeah, it's tough. I don't know if I've answered your question or not. I don't like how he fell. I don't. Outside of Cam Ward, I don't think any of those guys are better than him. You can argue Jackson Dart maybe from Mississippi State going to the
Ole
Giants,
Miss, yeah, he's
but
pretty
that's it.
good.
That's it. I don't even think Milroe's better than he was. I don't.
No, Miller was looking really good, but he had a bad year last year. I think he dropped a lot.
Yeah.
He did not finish the
So
season. Milroe did not finish the season good last year. He started off good in that Georgia game. He looked great, but
yeah.
he kind of tanked the last 3 or 4 games of the year. Didn't play very good, and they lost to Michigan in the bowl game, which doesn't help him out. So yeah,
So
he
I don't
fell off.
know. I know some of his interviews didn't went well. They didn't like his answers or how he acted at some of them. And a lot of times when they don't want to go to a certain team, they'll do that on purpose. He's not the first. He won't be the last to do that. I'm sure that's what happened on some of them. Other teams got wind of it and just didn't like it. As long as you have that Sanders name on the back of your jersey, people are going to look at you. I know his brother was drafted by Tampa Bay in the late rounds. He's got to be looked at as well. So, yeah, best advice I have for him: just go out there and prove these guys wrong. Just don't do it against my Cowboys, please.
Yeah, yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. I got a few things to add. Some of it might be redundant, but yeah, I did hear from multiple sources. Don't know how true it is that yeah he didn't do well in his interviews. They said he sounded disinterested. I don't know how true this is, but that's what some of the words were. Um, the cocky, confident arrogance part, yeah, that's a big one. Um, but at the same time, like the whole confidence, cocky thing, like it's tough at this level because we talked about this in our Super Bowl show a couple years ago when I had my fellow football officials on. We're talking about like Travis Kelce on the sideline with his coach, and everyone saw it on national TV. I mean, it's kind of similar to that because like there's like this fine line with like the level these guys play at because your confidence has got to be up. If you're not confident, you're not going to go anywhere in the NFL. But you have to be coachable.
No, no,
You have to be coachable, though.
yes,
You have to be coachable. You can be confident and cocky, but you have to be coachable. You have to be a good teammate. I don't see him not being a good teammate because he seemed to be pretty good teammates with all the guys he was
no,
around at both those places in college, Colorado and Jackson State in Florida, wherever it was called.
yeah.
Um, some people say they don't want the baggage of his dad. Like if you get Shedeur, you get his dad. That was talked about. I don't think that's true though. But people are saying that. I don't think so, man. But that's talked about.
No, and I hate to, don't mean to cut you off, but I agree with you on that. Plus, Dion's going to be busy coaching Colorado.
Yeah, he's got his own
I
team to
don't
worry
think
about.
they have to worry about that. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a
I don't
stupid
think we have to.
reason. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
really dumb. Um,
yeah.
and I agree with you. I think Deion Sanders is a good dad, and I think he did talk to him. He's like, yes, I've been your only coach, but you are going to the NFL. And I think he did talk to his son, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to be coachable. And um, Yeah, I think that's just media talking. You don't know what to believe in some of these situations.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes cockiness can go against you, so maybe it did with him a little bit because his dad was very cocky in the 1989 draft, but he Deion Sanders is just the guy that proves it, man.
Yes.
If you're
Yes.
cocky but you like can hold it down and you can back up what you're saying, like then people don't care. Um,
Yeah.
and Deion Sanders
And
did
boy,
that.
did he back it up.
Deion Sanders
Yeah.
did that his whole entire career, and
Yeah.
and the one thing I want to mention, almost the most important part, yeah, other quarterbacks not wanting to go to teams. Eli Manning did not want to go to some team when he got drafted. Was it the Chargers? I can't remember who the hell it was. John Elway back in the 80s was like that.
Chargers. Yes.
There's been other people like that, but John Elway and Eli Manning are two big names, and there's a couple other names out there where they were saying like, I don't want to play for this team. So why is
Yeah.
why is Shedeur Sanders different than these two or three other guys from the past? So
Yeah.
that makes it that
John Elway said, if you draft me, I'm gonna go play baseball. He told him that. I forgot what team he was, but he said, yeah, if I'm drafted by this team, I'm gonna go pro and play baseball. So yeah, it happens.
yeah. So but when I saw Shedeur Sanders say, like I said, don't know what to take it for what you see in social media, but I think he just said like, "Hey, I'm happy I got drafted. Thank you to the Cleveland Browns, and I'm going to prove myself." He's got a chip on his shoulder, so I think he's going to prove everyone wrong. But as long as he does it the right way, as long as he's good, as long as he's
Yes.
good with
Yeah.
his teammates, his coaches,
Yes.
he has every right to prove people wrong. Because I've been in those kinds of positions before, and yeah, when you got a chip on your shoulder, it motivates you, man. So as long as he goes about it the right way, I think he'll be just fine. Um, but I seen him play live, and he's pretty good. I mean, they got their butts kicked by Wazoo a couple years ago. I went to that game with my son. Like when they were still in the game before he got hurt, I saw him connect with the number two pick. Uh, oh my
Hunter,
God, you know who I'm talking
Travis
about?
Hunter.
Travis Hunter, the cornerback and receiver. Like I saw him throw a beautiful touchdown pass to him in the end zone. I mean, uh, and he scrambled on that play to throw it, and he threw it from like midfield, and they scored a play off of it. It got him back in the game. They're down 14-0, and it was 14-7. But then, unfortunately for Colorado, on the return kickoff, after just getting some momentum back on their side, 14-7, the Wazoo punt returner returns it back for a touchdown, 21-7, completely took momentum back right to Wazoo, man. And then
No.
the rest of the game
Wow.
turned into a blitz. It was like
Yeah.
35-7, 42-7 at halftime. It was over, and
Yeah.
I've seen him play like three or four times at least on TV, and he's accurate, like you said. I think there's a lot to like about him. As long as he watches his attitude and he looks like he's coachable, I think he's good,
Yes.
man. I know we beat that
Yeah,
subject
he'll be all
up,
right.
but yeah, I think he's good. Viewers, what do you
Well, it's
think?
gonna be something to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be must watch TV. Like, get your popcorn, people. It's gonna be must watch, must
Yes.
see TV when he comes on because people are gonna wonder what's going on. So yeah, I think he'll be just fine. What do you think about Cam Ward being drafted number one pick NFL draft? Did that surprise you?
Yeah. No, no, not at all. Not at all. That's best player in college, well, best quarterback in college football last year. Um, Showed out in the combine. Yeah, yeah. We knew that. I know uh, Tennessee, certain quarterbacks wanted to go and work out, and they said just don't even worry about it. That tells me that they knew who they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So they were going to pick him regardless. I think they were listening to possible trades, but no, 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 no. He well deserved. I foresee Cam Ward being a very good quarterback. Good job by the Titans to take this, man. Yes, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I saw him play in the
Plus,
same game. I saw him play in the against Shedeur Sanders in that Wazoo game. He was still at Wazoo before he went to Miami. He's very accurate also. Um,
yes,
yeah, he had some beautiful balls in that game to get Wazoo
yes,
up to a big lead. I mean, yeah, I saw both those guys play a couple years ago. in the Wazoo Colorado game 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, he's accurate, man. Um,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
they're both very accurate. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I know the attitude wise, people seem to like Cam Ward a lot better. That they're making some comparisons about how Cam Ward handles himself compared to Shedeur, but I think that's just personality differences. But some people, of
Yeah.
course, trying to stir some crap up, and um,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
like Cam Ward better supposedly. But he doesn't have Deion Sanders as his dad, so so
Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah,
So
it's
no,
kind of
no, I
silly.
don't, can't compare that. I mean, that's you got
People
Baker
are getting
Mayfield
very
who
nitpicky and kind of like looking for things. When you're looking for something bad,
uh,
you're gonna find it. If you're looking for something good, you're gonna find it. Some people just look
yeah,
for bad things. If you're
yeah,
looking for something hard enough and you want it to be that, I think you're gonna get that. So that's what it seems
yeah,
like to me.
yeah,
So it just depends on what side of the train tracks you're on, what side of the railroad tracks you're on, man. So yeah, I think the
yeah.
comparison's stupid. Um, they're two different guys, two different players, and different. Yeah, so who cares, man? Um, how do you think? We're talking about this in pregame. How do you think the Cowboys didn't draft our Cowboys? So for those of you guys who don't know, we're Cowboys fans. We're not wearing our Cowboys gear today, but we're Cowboys fans. So I heard some
Oh
good things,
yes,
bad
yes.
things. They didn't pick a quarterback. They did not pick a backup quarterback, and they did not pick a wide receiver to help out our number one dog. So CD Lamb at wide receiver.
Whew.
What do you think about the Cowboys draft?
Yeah. I was a little. Oh man, I wanted them to pick Golden from Texas so bad. Hook 'em horns, man. But I thought they were going to get McMillan from Arizona, but he was taken before. He wasn't available anyway. There was another one they could have taken. I can't pronounce his name. The receiver from Ohio State. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. Where is he? 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 But well, anyway, Iguba taken by Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
Mm,
But I thought they would take a receiver, but what they did, they addressed need. They lost Zach Martin, future Hall of Famer, definitely a Hall of Famer. He's going. We know that.
yeah,
One of the best offensive guards to play the game has worst season last year because he was just on that downward trend. He's been in the league for a while, and it was time to retire. This gentleman from Alabama, team captain, if I'm not mistaken, he did not allow a sack last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. I think he's only allowed one sack his whole college career. Brad, you know Alabama. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think I'm right. Uh, I'm not sure if you heard the man speak. He was excited to be a Cowboy. Spoke like a team captain, and this is an offensive lineman. So I think Dak's going to be in good hands with this guy blocking for him. I like it. They also lost D Law on the other side. They picked up a good defensive end from Boston College.
yeah.
Could
Donovan,
replace.
I can't say his last name. Izu
Yes.
something. Yeah, I have it written down, but I can't
Yeah.
remember how to remember. Yeah, Donovan something from BC. He looks good at edge. Yeah, I
Yes.
think he's gonna be good.
Yes. He's going to start right away around the other side of Michael Parsons, which is what they're going to need to get
Yeah,
pressure on that
it's helped
quarterback.
Parsons out a lot. Yeah, I agree with that.
I like it. And like I said, hook 'em horns. They got Blue from Texas as a running back. Uh,
I like that. We needed the
compare,
best running back. We needed
yes,
that. Yeah,
comparisons to Jabbar Gibbs from Detroit. Built like him, runs like him. That's a good comparison. I like it. So
yeah, I agree.
this reminds me of what they did, maybe 10, 15 years ago. They took Tyron Smith, Frederick the next year. I forgot who they took the year before after that. Then they took Zach Martin. They built that offensive line. DeMarco Murray had that huge offensive line that he ran behind.
Hmm.
We look what Zeke Elliott ran behind, offensive line. So rebuilding that offensive line, and I like what they're doing. I'm okay with the draft. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it overall. I am. I do think that it would have been nice to get a receiver to help out CeeDee Lamb because we lost
Yeah,
a
yeah,
couple of receivers.
yes.
I know they're trying to involve Turpin more in the offense, as a receiver, and that can help out. He is a big playmaker, but I still would have liked, to get a receiver. But overall,
Yeah.
it was okay. We addressed the lineman issue. I love our number one pick. Yeah, Tyler Booker, Beast, Alabama. Yeah, we needed an offensive lineman bad. We got another offensive lineman later on in the draft also. So we got a
Mhm.
couple offensive linemen like in the sixth or seventh round. We got another offensive lineman. Um, we got a linebacker from Florida, James. So
Mhm.
he looks good. We got a cornerback. I thought our secondary was hurting a little bit last year with Siobhan Revel from Eastern
Yeah,
Carolina in the third
yeah.
round.
From what I understand, when he's healthy, he's a beast. So that's
Yeah,
taking the chance with this.
obviously we have good cornerbacks in Bland and Diggs, but Diggs has been hurt lately.
Yes.
Last couple of seasons. Hopefully he gets healthy because when he's healthy, we know he's good. But yeah, but sometimes our secondary gets kind of eaten up. So I'm glad we got another cornerback. And yeah, definitely love them. The first three or four picks, yeah, I think are great. Um, I
Yeah.
am questioning about why we didn't get a backup when we lost our backup. We lost Rush Hour. Um, I know we still have that guy from 49ers, Lance, um, Trey
Trey
Lance.
Lance.
Do we still
I
have him?
don't
But
think
he's
he's.
been unproven since
I
his
don't
first year, so we don't know what he's done since his
know.
rookie year.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's in the league. They did pick up the backup from the Patriots, who was drafted last year, who's projected to be pretty good. So what I'm thinking they're going to do is next year is it's going to be a quarterback heavy draft, anticipating Manny from Texas to probably come out, plus a couple of more. If this guy that they picked up from the Patriots doesn't pan out, I think they'll look then. That's just my prediction. But no, they got a good young guy. Apparently, he has a very, very strong arm and a good upside. So we'll see what happens. We'll see him do the preseason.
Okay, I know. Yeah, Cowboys are good at getting players, and if they don't pick them up in the draft, they seem to get them during these trades and other acquisitions. How they get these players, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Um. Oh, quick update in basketball. The Bucks and Pacers in overtime. The Pacers
Yeah,
were up 119 and 118 with 2 seconds, but they were down 118 to 111 with like a little over a minute. So they went on a 8-0 scoring run in the last minute. They go
yeah,
from 118 to 111 to 119, 118. Not seeing the game. I got the score on my phone. It's over. They just won. Pacers won the series 4 games
yeah,
to 1. So Bucks blew a 7-point lead in overtime with a minute to go. A little over a minute to
yeah.
go.
I was talking. We were talking, and I have it on, and something happened. It's not a fight or anything, but there's some coaches and players exchanging words. So just tune in, and we'll see what happens. But looks like somebody hit a last second shot, maybe Halliburton, because everybody's hugging
Yeah.
him. So I missed it.
Pacers
A
got a
last second
team. We
shot
know
was the winning
this.
shot. Yeah.
Pacers got a team. We talked about last show. Milwaukee Bucks have been sliding since they won the NBA championship in 21. They just don't seem
Yeah.
to get very far since that point. Second round at best, and they've had a couple first round losses like again this year. So don't know what's going on with the Greek Freak and Doc Rivers and all those guys, but they seem to be struggling, man, in the playoffs.
Well, in fairness to the Bucks, I don't think they would have won this series anyway. Lillard's been out with that blood clot, and a couple
Oh,
of
that's
days
right.
ago,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true. That's
he
big news.
had
Yeah,
an
Dame Lillard's
Achilles.
got to be playing for him. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good
he
point.
possibly blew out his Achilles, and this late in the season, if that happened, that puts him out next year as well with an Achilles injury. So that's just unfortunate for him. I know when you have an Achilles injury, that you're pretty much out for the year, and if that's true, He'll be out for much of the year, if not the whole year next year. So that killed him as well. Oh yeah, something's going on. They're fighting. So I'm not sure what, but yeah,
All
they're
right,
exchanging words.
folks. Monty's watching it live. I don't got it on TV, but man, there's something going on with the Pacers and Bucks. Like literally fighting, like throwing fists or like just talking
No,
trash.
they broke it up. They were a couple, but they broke it up, and they're pointing, and yeah, it's a mess.
All right, yeah, some bad blood with the Pacers and Bucks, and the Knicks Pistons. It's Knicks 50-49 at halftime, so a 1 point game. I guess that's the next series we can talk about. I open it. I during the opening I mentioned Game 4. No call at the
Yes.
very end. So um, you did a good job covering the Pistons in our last show about being the worst team in the NBA last year, only 14 wins, but being a 6 seed in the playoffs and giving the
Mm.
Knicks, the Knicks are up 3-1. The Pistons been playing tough, man. In Game
Yes.
4, the no call foul they probably should have called. Hardaway got fouled in the corner on a last second shot. They didn't call it. So what's your thoughts?
Man, every game in this series has been close. Every one of them. Uh, I don't like to see a call made on a shot like that unless it's obvious. That was obvious. You got to make that call. I understand the refs swallowing the whistle, and they don't want to be the cause of the game, but
Mm-hmm.
a foul like that, you got to make a call. Um, I know you ref. I don't know if you agree or disagree with me on that or not, but I think they should have blew the whistle on that one.
I've only done 1 year of basketball, but I agree with you. We are told in football and basketball not to blow your whistle on ticky tack calls at the end of the game. Like if you're going to call something that can possibly potentially decide a game, you want to make sure it's big. And that one did look like it was big. He got fouled on a last second shot. Looks like he got hit on the side when he was kind of pump faking and going up in the corner. Looked like he got knocked off balance because there was one acronym we go off of. I can't remember the whole acronym, but it's rhythm, speed, balance, freedom of movement, and something else. That's what refs look at in basketball. So rhythm, speed, balance, and a couple other. There's a couple of letters to this acronym. I can't quite remember all of them right now, but that's three of them.
Uh,
And so if your rhythm, speed, balance is knocked off, like that's usually a foul. So yeah. So yeah, that looked like it was. So
mm,
yep. So I mean,
interesting.
I'm not perfect by any means, but yeah, it looks like that one should have been called. So it's unfortunate for them, but
Yeah.
it's part of the game. Unfortunately, I know the Pistons fans don't want to, or yeah, the Pistons fans don't want to hear that, but it is. So they're kind of putting themselves in that situation a little bit, but it's unfortunate. Um, let's talk about Ant-Man and the Lakers. Ant-Man is going off, having a huge series. Lakers are down 3-1. I know you don't want to talk about this because the Lakers are your team. I'm surprised. Me and you both picked the Lakers to win the
Yeah.
series because they picked up Luka Doncic. That was the missing. The Lakers have been on fire since he's been there. Um, he's taking a huge load off LeBron James.
Yes.
AR-15's been stepping up big time this year. Scoring over 20 plus points a game.
Yeah.
Like what is going on with the Lakers? You've been watching this series, so what's going on there, man?
Yeah. Depth, and I'll deal with this coach later on that stupid decision he made this last game. Uh, Defense. I wish they were able to pull off that Mark Williams trade with Charlotte to bring some physical toughness and to bring some defense that they lost with Anthony Davis being there. Yeah, yeah. Luke's excellent. Takes a lot of pressure off LeBron, like you mentioned. Top two or three player in the league, but man, it's just not enough. I mean, his Achilles heel is defense. We all know that. Um, he came from Dallas out of shape. Even though he's scoring 20 some odd points, almost 27 points a game or something like that. Uh, the thing is, they're having trouble with this team. Ant-Man's getting these other players on his team involved. It's not just him. I think the key to beating them is, yeah, let him get us 40 points, but let's not let Julius Randle beat us, who's Julius Randle's been killing him,
Hmm.
just killing him. Nas Reed, killing him. I don't think he missed a shot this past game. I mean, you're not going to stop Anthony Davis. The key is get these other guys out of the game. I mean, put pressure on them. Uh, that's how they won that second game. But the issue with depth is killing me. I'm not sure if you heard, but the whole starting five, where he kept the same five players in the whole second half, didn't sub once. I
Mm.
don't know what he was doing. I know he's a rookie coach, so they tend to make rookie mistakes in the playoffs, and that just wasn't. I don't think that was a good move. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there, but yeah, they're just being out physical. They're not playing D. They're down 3-1. I think they could win this game tomorrow, but I don't see them winning three in a row. It's just going to be too tough. They're going to have to make some serious adjustments. But yeah, their defense has been their Achilles heel all season. I've known that. Uh, they just need to get physical, and that's probably something we'll see next year.
Yeah, I know LeBron James came back from 3-1 with the Cleveland Cavaliers, with the Cavs, with him and Kyrie Irving in the finals against Golden State Warriors, but I don't see it happening. Yes, he's done it before.
Yeah,
So it's always possible he can do it again. You're not out to your out, but
yeah,
usually when you have a 3-1 lead, like you win the series like 85-9% of the time. Um, it's very rare that you lose a series when you're up 3-1. Because like you said, it's hard to beat a good team and a good team three times in a row, 3 games in a row. So
yeah,
yeah, I didn't watch all the games, but I agree about not being deep because I see the stats, I see the points. Like Lakers are getting no production scoring wise off of the bench. I mean,
none.
I know scoring points isn't the only thing. There's other roles he can fulfill. You know, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, steals, hustle plays, assists. There's other things besides scoring, but yeah, the Lakers are not deep because like you gotta be able to get some points off your bench, man. They always say a good bench really helps out making a championship team because you need 2 or 3 guys that can go in there and just act like the stars aren't even gone, and can maintain what they're doing. Yeah, Lakers don't have that. It seems like, but even though they don't have it, I'm still surprised. I mean, I'm not. Well, maybe not because Ant-Man in Minnesota is pretty good, but Lakers were on fire. You know, the second half of the year, they're playing like 500 ball, just like Golden State was before they got Jimmy Butler. They're
Yes.
both like in the same position, like being a game or two under 500 the first half of the season. Then they make these trades, and both of those teams, the Warriors and Lakers, like were hot. You know, the last like 30
Yeah,
games of the year, 30-35 games. So yeah, I don't know. LeBron James can dig out of it, but it's a big mountain to climb, a big hill. It's a big hole to get out of, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I don't think he will, but you never know. But I don't think so.
yeah,
One series we're not there's 2 series we are not surprised about though. Warriors being up 3 games to 1, being a 7th seed against Houston. Houston does have
yeah,
some really good players. I watched a
yeah,
couple of those games. They won a game without Jimmy Butler in Game 3, and they looked like crap in the first half, but they played a lot better in the second half. I think they only had 21 points in the middle of the second quarter, and it looked like they're about to get
yes,
blown out of the gym, but they kind of like held on. They ended up having 40 some points at halftime. The last like 6 minutes of the second quarter, they scored 20 plus points, but they only had 21 points with like 6 or 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. It was insane. I mean, they couldn't hit a bucket. They were just ice cold without Steph Curry in there. But then other players stepped up in the second half, and they ended up scoring over 100 points that game. So they had a really good second
yep,
half and a really good finish to that game. I mean, how they finished like in the last 2 or 3 minutes of that game 3 was impressive. I didn't see Game 4, but I know they won Game 4. Another close nail biter game to be up 3 games to 1. Um, no disrespect to Houston Rockets. Like they do have some good players that I like. That I didn't know were there because I always seem to forget who's getting traded every year. But they got
Yeah.
some good young talented players, man. But like we said before, Warriors aren't your typical 7 seed, and they've done this a couple years
No,
ago. You know, getting being a 6 seed, getting to the second round. So, what do you think?
man, you have a playoff Jimmy on this team, and he's carrying them. He helped bring him back this fourth game. For what I understand, Dylan Brooks got in his face while he's shooting a free throw, and
Dylan Brooks made that mistake. It's like the Boston Celtics guy did a couple years
yes,
ago when he was playing for the Heat. Who was that guy for the Celtics who did that?
yes,
Jimmy Buckets just went torched them the rest of
yeah,
that game.
yeah, he did that with LeBron, and that didn't work out too well. And he did the same thing here with Jimmy Bucket shooting a free throw, and yeah, Jimmy just went off and just lit the man up and put Golden State on his back, and ended up helping them win this game. And he's the key to this team, man. He's the heart and soul of that team, and nobody's going to want to see him in the playoffs. After if they're going to beat Houston, and man, they're going to be a tough out. Yeah,
They're gonna
man,
be a tough
it's
out.
a good pickup. Sheesh.
Yeah, they're a whole different team without him. And like we said last show, I mean, you know, a couple years ago, the Lakers and Warriors were playing in the second round as 6 and 7 seeds, and the Lakers won that series, I think, in 6 or 7 games. The Lakers were playing as a 7 seed in the conference championship against Denver Nuggets, and Denver Nuggets won the whole thing that year. I think it was 2022,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
or 23. So yeah, Warriors can do what the Lakers did and get to the Western Conference Championship and make some noise. I believe it. I know. Um, Obviously, OKC looks really good, but I wonder how they're gonna do the second round though, because OKC is the number 1 seed. They look really effing good, but I question how they are deeper in the playoffs. First round's easy to get out of when you're number 1 seed, and
Yeah.
same thing with Cleveland. Both Cleveland and OKC have struggled in the second round, like I mentioned last show. They've had a couple years in a row, especially for Cleveland, not doing well in the second round, kind of like their curse. So we'll see how those teams do in the second round, man.
I like how OKC looks. They're a big team. They have a lot of size and
Yeah,
athleticism, and that's going to get them far. They were close last year, so until they were knocked out, I think, by Dallas. So that's something they don't have to worry about this year. I mean, I would like to see a matchup with Golden State. That's going to be a series to see. I'm not sure how the matchups are going to work, but man, that's going to be something to see if they match up for a championship,
yeah,
conference championship.
yeah, yeah. That can be a great series. The young team versus the old veteran team, man. That's won
Yes,
four NBA championships. The other series that we're not surprised about is Clippers Nuggets tied 2 games
yeah,
apiece. We
yes,
said this will probably go 7 games. I picked the Clippers to win
yeah,
it. You picked the Nuggets. It can go either way. This has been no biter game. I know in one of the games, the Denver, I think Denver tied the series 2-2 off of the dunk by Gordon at the end as time expired.
yes,
That was either game 3 or 4.
yes,
I think it was game 4, and it counted.
yeah,
He dunked
yes.
right before it went off, like a air ball that he was able to corral and dunk it in before, as time expired. So he was playing on the rim. He did his job, and yeah, that's what he's known for anyway, man. He's a leaper, very athletic, and yeah, he's improved his post game. He's improved other parts of his game, but he's always been a multiple dunk contest. Like the dude can jump, man. So
Hmm.
yeah, he's an athlete, man. So I'm not surprised he dunked it in at the end of the game. Um, but yeah,
No, no, no. This series didn't disappoint, man. Man, you got Harden, you have Kawhi on one team, you got Joker, Murray. Man, what a matchup! Just like we projected. I mean, it's going seven. It's going seven, and once it gets there, it's a matter of who wants it most. Maybe a last second dunk like this one. Sheesh.
Yeah, there's been a couple of good series. This is obviously the best one being tied 2-2, but a couple of these series that are 3-1, they've been competitive, man. Like when people were winning,
Yes,
these teams that won game 4 were like nail biter games. Like some of these other series could be tied 2-2, man. You know, obviously what we were talking about at the beginning, Detroit, New York Knicks could be definitely tied 2-2 off of the controversial no call then. Um,
yes, yes,
and and maybe even the Lakers and the Lakers in Minnesota. There's been some close games. Like the Lakers lost a very close game in Game 4, could have been tied 2-2. They lost 116 to 113,
yes,
and they had a chance to win
yeah,
that
very
game. That
close.
game was right there for them to take to even up this series.
Yeah,
So yeah, some of these 3-1 series have been looked like it could have been some more 2-2s, but they just didn't quite pull them off at the end. So
yeah,
more. I don't know who the matchups are going to be for round 2. I didn't look at the chart. Um, but
yeah,
do you know
yeah.
who
Yeah,
some
we'll know in
potential
a week.
matchups are?
We'll know in the weekend. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess we'll have to wait for the rest of these series to play out before we find out who the matchups are. I'm not sure how they're going to go either. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it's probably best to wait till these series play out and see what happens. Looks like the Thunder will play the winner of the Nuggets Clippers. Oh, okay. We already do have a matchup. Pacers and Cavs.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Yes,
That's a real
yes,
good second
yeah,
round matchup right there.
yeah.
Yeah, they both already won
Then
their yeah, they both already won their series. That makes sense.
then the Knicks Pistons winner and Celtics matchup winner will play each other. That'll most likely be a Knicks Celtics matchup, which is what a
They
rivalry
faced
that
each
is.
other
So we'll see
last
how that.
year. Yeah,
Yes, yes,
they had a good second round series last year. Yeah, that could be a potential another good second round series. The Knicks and Celtics. Yeah, Knicks should win the series. You never know, but they have a commanding 3-1 lead. Like I said before early in the show, when you're up 3-1, you win the series 85-9% of the time. So nothing's 100% foolproof, but yeah, their chances are high, very very high.
yeah,
Um, I know they had a before we close. I know they had a scare with their guard, and Jalen Brunson looked like he almost got hurt,
oh
and
yeah, yeah,
but he came back into the game. He went to the locker room in that controversial win. He came back, had a huge fourth quarter because they were down. Pistons looked like they were going to tie this series up, and that's one thing I forgot to mention is like Pistons haven't won a playoff home game like in like 8 years.
yes,
8 years. I didn't know
yeah.
that.
It's
So
been a while.
watching that game, it's crazy. They almost broke the streak, but Jalen Brunson and Cat hit a huge three
Yes,
to that was a game winning shot before the controversial no call on Hardaway's shot in the corner, for Detroit. But yeah, man, Jalen Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns went off, man, the fourth quarter.
yes,
So and Carl Anthony Towns was in foul trouble that game, so he had to sit out.
yes,
But he came back in the fourth quarter, and man, he did some damage. Him and Brunson, man, tearing it up. And Hart just does. Hart kind of does everything. So Josh Hart,
oh yeah. Josh Hart. Oh yeah, yeah. He's a
kind of
scrapper.
he's scrappy, man. So, anyways, anyways, folks. So last update before we close. Still close. Pistons are ahead 63-57 in the third quarter with 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go. So close game. Pistons are in do or die mode, being down 3-1, but they're ahead by 6 as of right now. So very good game 5 right now going on with those two. So
Yes.
that's all I got. More second round matchups to follow, man. Looks like we have some good ones that you mentioned. I like some of the ones. I like some of the ones that look like we can potentially have. So
Yes.
so I think there's gonna be some good second round action, man. Some things will start heating up in the second round compared to the first round, so should be good, man. What do you got in closing, brother?
Oh, forgot to mention. Shout out, congrats to Dion
Oh
Hankins,
my God, how can we
former
forget
UTEP
that?
minor. Yes, former UTEP minor, Texas State running back, picked up as a free agent for the from the Chicago Bears. So let's hopefully he can get a spot on that team. We're pulling for you, man.
I am so
Oh,
glad he
Parkland
mentioned that.
Matador as well.
What's that?
Also a Parkland Matador.
Yep, that's what I was going to bring up.
Yep.
Yes, Dion, I'll say that in closing as well and add a few other things. But yes, Dion Hankins, yeah, Parkland Matador, El Paso, Texas, went to UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso, running back. I think he played somewhere else, but I know he played for UTEP. I think he went to another college too, right?
Yeah,
Um,
Texas State. Uh-huh.
Texas State, right? Um, yeah, he's an alumni of ours. Never met the guy personally, but my neighbor Rick has met him because my neighbor Rick knows the UTEP. He used to be the assistant athletic director, so he's met a lot of UTEP football players because he used to know the
Mhm.
assistant athletic director. He's gone now. He's not there anymore. The assistant athletic director. I think they got rid of him and the new coach came in, but the old coach had him, and yeah, Rick talked to a lot of UTEP football players when he visited his friend at UTEP, and Deion Hankins is one of them. And he said, yeah, he's a nice kid. That's what he said. Yeah, nice kid, humble,
Yeah.
very polite. Talks to you with respect. Just very likable kid. So yeah, Deion Hankins, man, we're pulling for you, brother, man. Make the Bears or do good and make another team because if you do good in the preseason, man, they got game tape on you. Even if the Bears don't take you,
Oh
someone
yeah.
else might. That's what the preseason is
Yeah.
all about. People always get picked up by other teams, man. If they see something they like and they need. It's all about what teams need. So
Yes.
if they need him, they're like, hey man, I like the way this guy plays. So we need a running back. So especially if he can catch the ball in the backfield. I don't know if he can do that. I hope he can because I'll make it even better. So
Yeah.
he's dual threat. Um, what else I got in closing? As always, yeah. I'll do a repeat, a blast from the past. If you want to be an official, join your local organizations. So
There you go.
if you think you know the game, you think you can, you think you got the guts to come off the sidelines and be in the game itself and not be shouting from the nosebleeds. Come help us out, brothers and sisters, because we can use good officials. And it's different. It's different blowing the whistle than talking about why someone didn't blow the whistle or vice versa. It's a lot. You'll learn the difference, man. But it's fun. You're around good people. You do got to take a little bit of heat sometimes, but you learn from it, get better, and you're doing a good noble cause for the community. You're helping kids out. You can be a good example for your community. Just a good example. Period. Kids pay attention to us and always try to act right. Because they're looking up to us. So, anyways,
There
that's
you
all I
go.
got, man. But thanks for
All
watching.
right.
Thanks for subscribing. Um, and let us know what you think about the show and what you think about the NFL draft. Shedeur Sanders was obviously a big topic. What you think about Shedeur Sanders dropping to the fifth round, good or bad? So that's it, brother. I guess we'll see you on the next show.
All
We'll be
right.
back next week for round two talk, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right.